Oh, you've been throwing yours away. I've been holding on to mine. All right, we good to go again?
So we're going?
I'm inspired to start again and go through my whole degree again.
No, keep moving.
Actually, I think you might have a couple of them. Do you want to tell us about those ones?
I don't want to put that out there. Let's do that again.
Who should study architecture? I suppose someone who has an intrinsic motivation to engage with the way that we think and structure our society, and who likes to solve problems.
Who should study design computing?
Anybody who is interested both in technology and people, how technology can be changed, how technology should be improved. Anyone who's ever used their phone and found an app to be horrifyingly frustrating.
Okay, who should study the Bachelor of Architecture and Environment? This is a fairly diverse degree and it covers a lot of different ground. There's certainly design elements all the way up to urban and regional planning, the social life of cities, policy, and the things that make cities tick.
So why did you decide to study design computing?
I chose to do design computing because I was really interested in technology at school, but I was also doing a lot of art subjects and also some psychology, so it just kind of like blended all into one.
Why did you decide to do Bachelor of Architecture and Environments? I wanted to do the BAE because I have broader interest in the built environment in general. While I'm very much interested in architecture, I also have an interest in urban planning and also the property side of things.
Why did you decide to do architecture? I care a lot about people and the way that people live. For me, I really wanted to make an impact on the world, and what better way of doing that than designing the places where people live.
So why choose the University of Sydney?
I think it definitely fosters a very strong community culture, and also how much the university pushed international opportunities.
There's kind of no other choice. It's the only degree like it in New South Wales, in Sydney.
Really no other programs that do what we do at the undergraduate level. There are a couple of places you can come back and get a master's that brings these different things together, technology, design, people, but not an undergrad.
No better place to be.
Yeah.
What do you think are the best parts of the course?
It gives you an insight into the cities.
How exciting all the new and emerging technologies are, and getting your hands on all that technology and the design work, and just being able to do something so out of the box at uni is really fun.
The fact that we have such easy access to such state-of-the-art technologies,
and the fact that in your first year you get to do a lot of the same classes with the same people it's really hard to find at university, and it's been a really great social experience for most people, I'd say.
There's no way I could have gotten through this degree without the support of all my friends and the tutors as well. Oh, I don't want to disappoint my tutor. Like, I need to make sure that I have enough work prepared.
The way it works is everybody learns a bunch of skills in the first year. Technology skills, understanding design, digital media skills, and then the rest of the course really centers around these large studios in which you get to apply your knowledge and actually practice design. And that's what brings everybody together into the same room.
What happens in weekly tutorials? So it starts out with a general briefing. After that, we get to the point with desk crits, beating heart of the architecture degree, really, isn't it? It's the desk crit, that's what it's all about.
Every single week you have to have completed work. You can't show up to class empty-handed, and so you want to keep showing them that you have new work.
It's a one-on-one discussion with your tutor, where your tutor has 100% attention on you, discussing where to go from here.
First off, it can seem very intimidating, but then you realize that you're spending like 20 minutes one-on-one with your tutor, and then the rest of the time you can go see what your peers are up to, have some time down in the fabrication labs making things. So I think it keeps you on track a lot.
Yeah, no, it really does.
Yeah.
How do I choose between the two built environment degrees?
Great question.
Great questions. For the BAE, it's for people who have a broader interest in the built environment in general, so very interested in urban planning or how the city works. If you have a broader interest but also unsure where you want to be in the built environment, BA is a great degree for you.
It's a really good degree that gives you a lot of other options for different pathways out of it.
So the BDES is more targeted towards what we would probably consider conventional architects.
What career opportunities are there if you study a Bachelor of Design Computing?
So we have people become interaction designers, creative technologists, user experience researchers. We have some folks go into digital marketing, some folks go into digital media, some folks go into business in a strategy or creative leadership area. But I think the vast majority of folks who go through our program end up working in interaction design or user experience. So that's the design of interactive products or services.
Of course, you can be an architect, you can be an urban and regional planner. There's also jobs in urban design. And a lot of the big consultancy firms now want students who are graduating to have a very diverse range of skills. So this is a very diverse degree that gives you a lot of good employment options.
It does broaden your perspectives and your career prospects, and it gives you a really good solid foundation if you want to pursue masters in urban planning, for example, or master of architecture.
Does the university have any industry connections?
So we make industry connections a big part of both our educational programs and our sort of extracurricular additions.
We're running industry events all the time. They come in, they teach in our classes, we go on placements, we go on field trips. So I think one of the best things about Sydney and our school is how well connected we are to industry.
Which really helps build both confidence in our students and their ability to solve challenging real-world problems, and also their own networks of contacts and industry folks who they can then connect with further on.
What is presentation day like?
Well, you should know, you just had one.
I did. I had my last one last
Yeah,
week.
that's right.
Presentation day is it's a flurry, very hectic. There's a lot happening. But then once everything gets pinned up, once all the models are displayed, I think there's this real sense of pride that each student has, because it's the work that you're presenting is what you've been working on for about 15 weeks. So it's really, really exciting to show that off to all your peers and to also look at what all your peers have been doing, because you'll also see the development of everyone's project throughout the semester.
All right, this is a big one. What is the graduate exhibition?
So short answer, we have a big party. You finish your work, you put your projects up. We're often putting it together into sort of an exhibition.
We display all our projects to the industry, family and friends and public.
With sort of curated components. Then we have food and drink and a big opening night.
And it's also a good way of connecting with industry. So industry comes, they look at students' work, and I think people get jobs out of grad show.
I have friends who got jobs out of grad show.
I remember when I was working at a firm at the end of last year, they were all talking about, are you going to the UCID one?
Yeah, exactly.
They're also usually alumni. They definitely want to take a peek, see how everyone's going as well.
Yeah.
How does the portfolio pathway work?
Anything showcasing your skills in creative thinking and problem solving.
Something that demonstrates your design skills and interest in this degree.
You submit that portfolio to the university and you can get some adjustment factors to help lower the ATAR for you.
So check out the website for that. Are there any scholarships available?
So university-wide, there are a lot of scholarship programs. There are various different equity programs if you need a bit of help getting to the university. There are the Elite Athlete program, a bunch of sporting-focused scholarships. Then there's also a whole bunch of merit scholarships for some very high-achieving students.
Put the rest of them down. It's too heavy. Oh, this is the last one.
Are there any exchange opportunities?
So we really heavily support students taking exchange and mobility opportunities.
I did 2 in my final year, believe it or not. 2 weeks in Vanuatu, that was really fun, building a school.
I actually traveled to the Tokyo University of Arts. We did a 1-week intensive studio there. So we did our site visits in the streets of Tokyo. In 1 week, had to come up with a project, which was exhausting.
That was cool.
Yeah, but very rewarding.
And then I went to Vietnam. That was super fun. I get to meet friends from all over Australia. There was 15, 16 of us.
So you can pretty much go almost anywhere on the university's very large list of mobility partners and study almost anything. We think that when you're working in design and your expertise is in understanding technology and people, the list of things that could possibly be useful is effectively endless. Think about your exchange options early in your program so that you can plan out your progression. But once you've done that, the world's your oyster. Unless that's too cheesy, you can cut that out.
The world's your oyster.